What up, fools? I'm doing a reaction to creepypastas.
Marina Mordegard Glassgore
Ooh.
tells the story of a video that was posted on YouTube but was taken down very quickly. Only 153 people, including one YouTube staff member, saw the video. If you search for the video, you will most likely find nothing. The few times you will see a 20-second video of a man staring at you expressionless for 18 seconds, and then grinning for the last 2 seconds. This is actually not the full video. The full video that 153 people saw made them gouge out their eyes, cut themselves, and commit suicide in various ways. The one staff member that saw the video started screaming after about 45 seconds and is now under constant sedation, unable to recall what he saw. YouTube will periodically upload the first 20 seconds to close off any rumors. They do not want you to find the entire video. Porn for normal people.
Normal porn for normal people.
With a title he received by an unknown person. The email read, "Hi there. Found this site. It's very nice. Thought you might like. Normal porn for it." The site itself looked very average and very
God
generic.
can't help you with
The
it.
creators seemed to just barely care about making it look professional. The tagline for the website said, "Normal porn for normal people, a website dedicated to the eradication of abnormal sexuality." The rest of the site was a long
Abnormal?
rant. Each word in the rant was its own separate link that took you to a different video. I will not go into much detail about what these videos were about. You should read them yourself because it's Halloween. But believe me when I say this, they are truly, truly disturbing.
I'm a man.
666.
Nope. Now I'm ready to rock.
Oh, if you go to youtube.com/666 and refresh the page a number of times, this is what supposedly happens.
The fuck?
Oh, come on, man, don't do it. Don't do it, there's still time. Exit while you can.
Oh!
Yeah, that's pretty damn terrifying.
Video's done.
The killer.
Oh!
Wait, what? Jeff from 10th place? Are you shitting me? I'm gonna fucking... Whoa, calm down.
What's going on?
Before you fans of Jeff get mad at me, let me explain myself. Other than the pretty badass and interesting design, and pretty original idea, I'm focusing on the original Jeff the Killer story, which, people, isn't really what I would call flawless. I mean, there are so many things that take me out of the experience completely. First of all, Jeff's supposedly a kid in this story. How would a kid be able to murder so many people?
Good
Secondly,
point.
bullies get fucking guns.
That's right, kid.
Thirdly, when has bullying ever gotten so far that the bullies threaten everyone with fucking guns and try to murder the victim.
Good
Fourthly,
point, John.
why didn't Jeff guess it wasn't him? Fifthly, why did Jeff kill all of his family members?
Who is
I
that?
understand why he killed his
He's
parents.
ugly as
but why his brother
fuck.
too? Wasn't
Wanna
he trying
see
to
him?
defend his brother when he
Okay.
beat up? The idea of a guy
Whoa.
looking like this. Just imagine
I'm gonna
turning
scare
over
myself
and
before I
seeing
scare
that
any of
face
you
by your
guys.
bed.
Ooh.
Despite the origin story being very flawed, Jeff is still a
It's
very
getting
scary
closer to his face,
creepypasta
and I'm getting
and more
colder.
than well deserves
Ooh.
a spot on this list.
Oh.
Dead Bart.
Dead Bart.
Dead
Not
Bart was a lost episode of The Simpsons
Oh.
and was going to appear in
Oh.
the first
Fuck no.
season. Matt seemed to act strangely. Mentioning this to anyone who was present at the time will make them very angry. When the author of the story met Matt at a fan event and asked about the episode, Matt seemed to be at the verge of tears.
Oh
He
shit.
handed over a piece of paper to the web address contained nothing but a download link.
Download
When the
now.
author downloaded and
Download now. Now. Oh shit. What the fuck?
rebooted. Finally, when the author got the computer working,
Oh no.
he watched the episode.
Oh no.
It started out with the family going on a plane trip. But while in the air, Bart accidentally breaks one of the plane windows and it's sucked out. Act
What?
1 ends with a shot of Bart's dead corpse.
Ew.
Barely recognizable and almost photorealistic. And so Act 1 ended.
No.
Act 2 started with the family, except for Bart and Maggie, sitting at the table, crying. The crying went on, becoming... And now and then, faces would appear, looking in from the window. But they appeared so fast, you could never make out what they looked like. The animation decayed, until the family members looked like shadows, with random bright colors
Roll
throughout.
dead sexy.
The crying went on for the entire act. In Act 3, a title card appeared, stating
another
1 year had passed.
The fuck is gosh?
Appeared bone thin, and there were no signs of Maggie
My head
or the
itches.
friends.
I got so much
Go and visit
lies.
Bart's grave.
Rah.
Springfield was entirely deserted.
Ugh.
When they got
Watch
to
me
Bart's
gonna
grave,
break your arms.
Bart was just lying there, on the dirt. Then Homer said a joke, but due to distortion you cannot hear what he says. The view zoomed out, and the tombstones in the background had the same names of every single Simpson guest star on them. For guests who died since, like Michael Jackson, the dates were correct. But there was something odd about the graves of guest stars who were still alive. All of their deaths are listed at the same date. The episode ends.
No fucking way. That's voodoo. Get it? Okay, got myself. Almost.
Smile Dog.
Smile dog, is that?
Smile Dog is a picture served.
Oh my god, that dog is deadly. Take care of Robin.
You receive an email with the Smile Dog. It is important to spread the word in order for the curse to end. If you do not spread the word,
I don't want to watch.
it will gradually get worse.
What the fuck? I look away for 2 seconds and that comes up.
With a picture of the devil.
That's not the devil, that's a dog. You... The hell's the world coming to? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Candle Cove. What if a show you watched when you were a little kid was actually darker and more disturbing than you remember? That is the case with Candle Cove. Starting out as a thread where people discussed old nostalgic television shows, one show came up that sparked some interest. Candle Cove. At first, the forum users innocently discussed the show, its low-budget charm, its controversial villain named the Skin Taker, a skeleton who skinned children, and much more.
Skin children?
But the more these people dig in their memories, the more they remember. And in the end, it is suggested that what seemed to be an innocent kids show could be something far more sinister.
What is... You should have seen that thing. It wasn't a man, it wasn't a pig. It was both combined.
SuicideMouse.avi.
Oh,
There apparently exists an unreleased Mickey Mouse cartoon made by Walt Disney himself. Something seemed odd. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long.
That's not a cartoon,
After
that's a
cutting to
commercial
black,
for Febreze.
6 minutes in, Mickey came back on screen, walking. And I'll let the video speak for itself. In the end, a close-up of Mickey's face is shown, possibly to signify the end of the episode.
That was really scary. Really was.
Be able to perceive the presence of God. The only
Presence of
test subject to
God?
volunteer was an elderly man who
Fuck am I
claimed to
watching?
have nothing left to live for. They performed a complex operation on the man,
I can't get
removing
it
all
off.
of his senses. He could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel.
Damn it. Damn it.
After a few days, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking to him, and even more, he could communicate back. The scientists
hell?
were not fully convinced until the man started to name dead relatives of the scientists. Soon enough, the man became distressed and insane. For at every conscious moment, he could hear hundreds of voices speaking to him, refusing to leave him alone. Only a day later, the man started to claw at his non-functional eyes, hoping to feel something. He claimed the voices were hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. He begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. A day later, the man seemed mad and started to bite off chunks of flesh from his own arm. The scientists rushed in and restrained him to a table so he could not kill himself. After hours of being tied down, the man halted his struggling and screaming. The man cried non-stop for 2 weeks and had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head and, despite his apparent blindness, focused his eyes on one of the scientists and spoke his final words.
have spoken to God, and he has abandoned us.
The man then died. There was no apparent cause of death.
Here's my Wi-Fi passcode. Use it wisely.
Slender Man.
Skipping
Of
this
course.
bullshit.
Which top creep is higher than Slender Man, you may ask? Well, look at that fucking design! That's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. The first time I saw this picture,
Yeah,
I
we're
could
skipping
not get
this
it
one
out
too,
of my
by the way,
head.
guys.
I turned around and looked directly at her.
You think I'm cool?
Covered in
Firefall
blood.
and Kiss and Def
It
Leppard
had
Biatch.
murdered a woman's daughter. It then dashed off down the stairs. The full story can be found very easily. Just Google it. But be aware, it's very scary. But it's Halloween, so it's okay.
They knew he was called the Rake. I think about it now, but it's more like a dream. But I know it was real. I know that he was real. And I know that I will see him again.
All right, youngster. Okay.
The Russian sleep experiment. During the
Sounds
late
creepy shit,
1940s,
guys.
Russian
Viewer discretion
researchers kept
advised.
5 people awake for 15 days by exposing them to an experimental gas. They were kept in a sealed environment
Yes.
to carefully monitor their oxygen intake, so the gas didn't kill them, since it was toxic in high concentrations. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. After 5 days, the men started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering into the microphones. After some days, one of the captives started screaming for 3 hours straight until he supposedly ripped out his own vocal cords. The other captives did not react to this at all and kept on whispering. Suddenly, the screaming and whispering stopped abruptly. After 3 more days,
That's
the
me.
researchers checked to see if the microphones were working, since there was nothing but silence in the room. The microphones were working perfectly fine. The researchers used the intercom and announced, "We are opening the chambers to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom." To their surprise, they heard a single phrase and a calm voice respond,
We no longer want to be freed.
The researchers filled the room with fresh air, and the captives immediately begged for the gas to be turned on again. When the researchers entered the room, they noticed something truly terrifying. The captives had been removing their own flesh, eating it, and exposing their inner organs. They put up a fierce fight while being captured, and one of the subjects died fighting. He kept screaming for more.
And more and more gas.
The remaining captives were taken to a medical facility. There, as the commander ordered the captives to be sent back into the chamber along with 3 researchers. One of the 3 immediately drew his gun and shot the commander and one of the captives as everyone else fled the room. The researcher stated, "I won't be locked in there with these things. Not with you. What are you?" he demanded. "I must know." The subject smiled.
Have you forgotten so easily?
The subject asked.
We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven, where we cannot tread.
The subject was then shot dead, and as the subject died,
Squidward's suicide. You guys got to watch this.
So I will not spoil for you. Since it is Halloween, I think it would be more than fitting to read one of the scariest words I have ever read. On this fateful night, I have chosen this story because it holds a nostalgic value to me, and it was the first creepypasta I have ever read, and it has left a permanent impression on me. Good luck, and yes, it is very, very, very scary. Thank you for watching. Are you shitting me, you son of a bitch? Thank you. Well, I guess I could read it to you. Alright, here we go. I just want to start off by saying, if you want an answer at the end, prepare to be disappointed. There just isn't one. I was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios for a year in 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't, but it did have some perks beyond education. To adults, it might not seem like a big one, but most kids at the time would go crazy over it. Now, since I worked directly to the editors and animations, I got to view the new episodes days before they aired. I get right to it without giving too many unnecessary details.
Alright, screw this.